So I just got home from my overnight shift, and in this 300 seconds I wanted to share how I am balancing two jobs and kind of the series of events that led me to now have two jobs and where I'm headed. So the story begins early 2014 when as an entrepreneur, me and my business partners, we were doing very well. We had an office, we were making several $1,000s a week, and we're projected to make many more $1,000s a week in the coming months, until the company we were invested in filed for bankruptcy, and things started to go downhill from there. As my savings dwindled, I saw that I had to get back into the workforce. I saw that it would be reasonable to go get a job as a farm tech, which which is a position that I had prior to my entrepreneurial success, and so I figured I slide back into that job. As I was applying everywhere, I saw that they weren't hiring. In fact, they were actually decreasing the hours of farm techs in my area. So I just opened myself up to whatever position Walgreens or CVS was willing to offer, and because I was just applying everywhere that I could find on Craigslist, from UPS to detailing cars to even an Italian restaurant washing dishes. So things were getting pretty desperate at that time. And ultimately I was very thankful to see an opening at a nearby Walgreens, and initially I thought it was for a regular employee until I went to the interview and saw that it was actually for a shift lead, which is like their one level of higher, a managerial position, which I was delighted to know that, and so it was actually a miracle how I actually even got the interview, because initially the manager, even before asking me to come in for an interview, said that I wouldn't be able to get that job, and because of how it was unambiguous why I left the other farm tech position, and just between the two Walgreens, they weren't comfortable hiring, and so I had to kind of prove myself, and it was just a miracle how I actually landed that job. But it had a lot of advantages. Not only was it full-time and close, but it was also overnight, which was actually an advantage because I didn't have a car, and I still don't have a car. So I'm able to use my dad's car, like leaving for work at 10:30 p.m. and coming home after work ends at 8:30 a.m. So I was using the car when the family was asleep, and I could bring the car back so that the family could use it to run errands during the daytime. Also, it was the schedule was I work for 8 days straight and I'm off for 6 days, which was also pretty cool. And so after having mastered that schedule for a bit, I picked up a day job through a friend who used to tutor at Kumon but now moved on to med school, and so now I tutor there as a day job in math. So I like math and I like tutoring, so that works out well. The two jobs actually really complement each other because, one, I work overnight. So here's my schedule actually. Like 10:30 p.m. to 8:30 a.m. I'm working overnight at Walgreens, and then I come home, work out, shower, eat, then go to bed around 10 to 10:30 a.m. and then I have to wake up again around 1:30ish to be at my day job at the tutoring, a math tutoring place at Kumon, by 2:30, and then I get off at 7 p.m. and I come home, eat, and take a small nap, and then I'm back up to go back to my overnight shift. So it's a pretty harsh schedule, but I'm getting used to it, and it's just a lot of balancing. And but the thing is, like, the reason I'm able to do this is because I know that this is not what I'm going to be doing for a long time. I have no long-term vision for this. This is, if I didn't have hope for the future that I was going to get out of this system, I would go insane. The reason that I'm able to bear such a schedule where I'm working 30 hours a week one week and 90 hours a week another week, and it just keeps rotating that way, is because I have hope that I'm going to make it as an entrepreneur. Because when I get off work, my body's tired, but my mind is racing, trying to figure out a way out of the rat race.